much better. Here we are, we alive. So, Casey, we are live now. Everything looks a little bit better over here. Checking our brightness always does its own thing. So let's move it up a bit. And here we are. So, waiting for Ceci. She'll be back soon. Things, we were not rushing, just that things just sometimes take its time to fall in place. And when it does that, we don't have a choice. So let's get this going. Everybody, welcome to the channel, the Love Channel at noon on a Thursday. So welcome, and here's our introduction. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's episode of the Love Channel. I'm Tessa-Marie, and I want to thank you for taking the time to drop by today, for taking the precious time to grow together in love and understanding. That's what it's all about, taking the time to grow with each other, to grow with all of us. So today's topic is one that is close to home for many of us. When what attracted you becomes a repulsion. When I bring a topic to you, it's usually because somebody has said something to me about that topic. Somebody will have said, you know what, we are having a hard time as a couple. So we have all heard the saying that love is blind. But is it really, or do we sometimes only choose to see what we want to see at the beginning? So is love really blind? Or do we only see what we want to see at the beginning? So the surface of attraction versus deep connection, there's a difference, you know. We initially are drawn to people by their physical attributes, shared interests on how they make us feel in the early stages. We fall for the gloss, the dazzling smile, the tiny waistline, the charm, the fit body, the six-pack, and the flirty laughter. These are powerful magnets, and they matter. Yes, they matter. But over time, for all of us, when life sets in, stress and routines, responsibilities, those very things we once adored may start to irritate us. Yeah. That charming spontaneity becomes irresponsibility. The strong independence feels like emotional distance. You have heard the saying, we grew in opposite direction. You heard that, right? That's what it means. Why does this happen? Because the surface attraction was never the full foundation. And once it fades, we are left face to face with the depth or lack thereof of our emotional, mental, and spiritual connection. Two big ones. Wow. Emotional, mental, and spiritual connection takes a blow. The evolution of relationship, life changes. Life itself brings changes. We become parents. We grow careers. We experience loss. Our own parents pass away. Things happen in the relationship. Job losses. Like the nun said to us at 16, when Mr. Poverty walks through the door, love flies out the window. And at 16, you wonder, what is she talking about? But there we are. So sometimes what attracted us isn't initially as compatible as we thought. And with the season, both you and your partner evolve. We do evolve, you know. Sometimes what attracted us isn't compatible with who we have become. This change can lead to friction, irritation. We may think this isn't who I married. We don't believe that's not the person I moved in with. Or I didn't sign up for this. This is the modern version of I no longer in love with you. I didn't sign up for this. Did you? Or did you know what you were signing up for at the time? But here's the truth: love is not meant to stay the same. No, love is not meant to stay the same. It's meant to grow with you. And love grows in different ways, many different ways. And we have to be in awareness of the moments of time in the now moment to realize how the love is changing. That doesn't mean the love is dead or it's on life support. It's changing as life changes, as we develop, evolve, and change. So this is when we pause to remember why we fell in love in the first place. We need to know for sure why we fell in love with this person in the first place. Why? If we ask each other that question, they're going to say this or that. Can you still access the admiration that you had for that person when you fell in love with them all those years ago? Was it the friendship that they brought to the relationship? The little inside jokes and shared moments? Where have they gone to? Or are you even aware you had those? Sometimes we are not aware we had them at all. We don't know where they went. We haven't looked at them for a while. We haven't felt them because we have been so busy in life. Life takes us to another level. It pushes us somewhere else. Life, the changes, the development, the body. Are you going to love me when my eyes fade? Isn't that a good question we should ask when we meet that person? Are you going to love me when the perkiness about me is not perky anymore? Are you going to call me that I have a dad body? What is that? Certainly, most certainly, that is not a positive and exquisite word to say about your significant other. The one you knew that was meant to complete you. All of a sudden, you're saying, you've got a dad body. What is that? You are not the perky woman I marry. Your waistline, you had the baby and you changed. Yeah, we had the baby that needed attention. And suddenly you are number two in the line. You're dropped one step down. And as the babies come, the lower you go. And you need to know that before you get married or get into a commitment to someone. That's just how life is. We go where the demand is most pulling. We go where we have to find, where we need to be. A crying baby, a crying child, a distraught child needs instant attention. Either parent should be capable of doing that. And no, in a new world, they are. But is that what you signed up for? You're asking. Like the father who said to his wife in public, I did not sign up to be babysitting on a Saturday. He didn't sign up. And if I were her, I would have said, give me your contract. Let us see if on your contract has babysitting on Saturday. You do not babysit your kid. You are with your kid. You're not coming from outside in. You live in the house. So there are so many little things we need to check. But the glossiness of the initial contact, sometimes you've heard me say we don't even breathe. We can't eat. We can't sleep when we're in love. Judge the book by the cover. We see the muscles, we see the perfect eye, the nicely shaped lips and all of that. And we do not realize that time is going to take them somewhere else. Remember the beginning of the story, the origin. How to reconnect when repulsion creeps in. So let's walk through some steps that can help rekindle that connection. What was your first date like? Can you remember where you went for your first date? Did something happen that was unexpected? And is it the right time now to tell them, to remind them of that unexpected circumstance? Were they late? Did you get on the wrong bus? Did you took the wrong turn? Did you end up at the wrong restaurant? Did you go to a wrestling match and you really despise it? But you were so much in love with the picture in front of you that you went through it and you even smiled. Is it time to revisit that? What qualities did you admire most in that person? For me, it was the etiquette of my husband, the poise with which he opened the door, the way he could dance a waltz. That attracted me most. His manners, his intellect, how he could tell you a story, how he could talk about things, how he knew the different, enjoyed different types of music. Yeah. What qualities did you admire most? When the attraction is becoming the repulsion, you have to figure it out. Did anybody ever told you the physical attributes would fade? The songwriter reminds us, will you still love me, he asks, when my eyes fade? Will you still love me, he asks, when I no longer can dance the waltz with you? That's what we have to remember when the attraction becomes a repulsion. Shift from criticism to curiosity. Instead of, why do you always ask me that? What's really going on inside of you today? Really? Honestly? That's what you want to ask them? Didn't you realize that with time, some things would break? Your car gets too old and you have to do something to keep it going, don't you? And that's the time you have to refine your intimacy. That's the time you have to take intimacy. Intimacy is more than physical touch. It's shared, it's laughter, it's deep conversation, it's a smile. Sometimes it's just gentle silence, a look, a touch. I have shared with you guys some of the touch that I received, and it was just simple. But do I miss it today? Of course I do. Because if you're standing somewhere, no matter where, in public, anywhere, and your significant other ran a few of their fingers down your arm, tell me, what would that do for you? Nothing. But at the time, it would feel really nice to just hear this, feel this, right? And yet, in a crowd of thousands, nobody will notice it. But you'll have the memory of it. You will have the time when I'm doing this just for you. I am sitting here and wishing perhaps, just perhaps, a smoked oyster salad would appear in front of me, created by that person so long ago. So when they are still alive and they can do neither, or none, that's the time we have to pull the memory forward, not when they're gone, and share it. What about the times you sit together with just stillness and silence? Can you imagine sitting in the garden and my neighbor looks at us and says, and the two of you ever tired of being together? She's also married. There was no answer to that, though, so we smiled. Because no, we didn't. We enjoyed the peace and the quiet. We enjoyed just sitting together. So, a deep conversation, a gentle silence, and looks, that knowing look. Hold space for growth because you are going to grow. It's not always when you put the baby in the bath water and the bath is over or the bath water starts to get dirty that you also throw the baby out with the bath water. You have to hug the baby a little closer to keep them warm while you change the bath water. That is what we have to do when some of the attractions becomes repulsion. People change. Relationships must be allowed to evolve. They have to evolve. Can you both grow without leaving each other behind? Of course, because some of us are just born to be a person, a special person. Some of us are born to lift that special person that we're intimate with. Some of us needs to know how to celebrate the success of others and not envy it. But the attraction is what brought us together. We have to ask ourselves, now, where did it go? Instead of dwelling on the repulsion, yes. But when you contribute to it by saying, my husband or my significant other has a dad body, my wife is not as taut as she was. Well, yeah, right. No. The songwriter keeps reminding us, though, will you love me when my eyes no longer dance and glisten? Will you hug me when the muscles are not there anymore? That, you see, is developing. So we have to grow together and understanding that there comes a time. The journey that started with two amazing, fantastic, spectacular specimen of human beings are not going to be the same. A certain amount of wisdom takes over. And that's what keeps us hooked tight together. I remember my parents saying to us one day, my mom used to call my dad Shilling. And she went, Shilling, we started alone. And here we are, alone again. It wasn't in a bad way. It was after there were 57 of us all over the estate. And we were the last to go. And she said that there were so many of us that guess where I ended up sleeping? Stuck in the middle of my parents in the bedroom on the bed. They made room there for me. So that's, and suddenly she realized they're going again. And Daddy, it's just the two of us again. Was she 21? Was she still skinny? He was always tall and he held his stature, but the muscles had left. The legs couldn't twist and turn and run down the estate and climb back up on the hill in a second again. He couldn't, could it? They used to have to take him down by the ATV to make sure he went to visit the fields he wanted to visit. So that's what happens. Emotional prosperity, be emotionally honest and vulnerable. Share your fears without shame. Tell your partner what aches. I don't mean physical alone, but what you're scared of. What you would like to keep so they could keep loving you, like the nice, big, glossy book you were when they first opened the pages. Yeah. Physical prosperity is a walk together covering a kilometer in 20 minutes. Yes, it is. Mental prosperity. Can they remember, learn together, try new things, learn to use this? Show up for each other physically and always there for them. So obviously, these are scammers calling me. Learn together, read and attend workshops, grow your mindset together, visit countries, travel. And it's a slower travel. You're not on a bike using your running shoes as brakes going down the trucker's hill, are you? No, you're not. You can't do that anymore. Spiritual prosperity. Pray together, meditate, explore higher self. Sometimes that silent sit together is a prayer of communion because you're both in the moment, absorbing what's happening around you. Financial prosperity, money challenges can drain love. Work together as partners and competitors to see. You see, my husband was not frugal at all. I appear frugal, and he found out that I was frugal to a point. And he said to me, you don't spend money much, but when you get going, there is no stopping you. And then you stop. You begin again. And that's when I said to him, I always save with a purpose. So when you see me going crazy spending, that money was calculated. It grew slowly, maybe over a couple of years to do this. He was livid with me. I love soaking in the bath. I just love it. But I wouldn't redo the main bathroom. I didn't agree to take a loan. And he couldn't understand that. He said, take a loan, get something, fix it, get them to fix it. And I said, no, I'm saving for it. And we are saving for this bathroom. So whenever I went in there, he came and he sat because he was so sure one day a tile from the walls would fall and cut my head in half. So he sat there and he shook his head and he told everybody in the family, your mother will sit in this horrible bathroom because she's saving money to get it done. And I had to explain it to him. But when I got it done, I got it done. And that was working together. Although it was opposite ends of the thing, he still came and he was there to protect me from a falling tile from the wall. But anyway, they never did fall, but that was his extreme. So we have to change the water, not the baby. Do not throw the baby out because the water suddenly got a little cloudy. Do not do that. Changing the water is better than throwing the baby out with the water. If you take away one message today, let it be this. Do not throw the baby out with the bath water. Don't do that. You don't have to leave the relationship. You may only need to change the water, renew the environment, cleanse the old narratives, and pour loving into it again. Find the loving, the touching. What happened to that? So, okay, so you touch me and there's a couple wrinkles, but it's okay though, because I can still feel you and you can feel me. Can I smile? Ask yourself this. Can I smile at what was and make peace with what is? We all will face this. So learn this and take this away with you. Do not throw the baby out with the dirty bath water. What attracted you to this human is now a repulsion. Maybe it's because you did not read all the chapters of the book before you bought the book, or you didn't scan the pages properly, but you're together now. And that's just how it is. So ask yourself, can I smile at what was and make peace with what is? Can I love this evolved version of us? Can I sit in silence, stillness, contentment, and muse about where we are now? Love is something we choose every single day. Love is something we have to make the choice of every single day. Simple. We do not just get it. We have to work with it. It changes. It gets old. It might need a cane today. It might need a push in a wheelchair tomorrow. It might need a more curvaceous body than you ever dreamt you would have. It might mean helping that person out of the chair. It might mean they helping you. It might mean it is fabulous. Because somewhere along the way, you both decided to take care of the 5 pillars of prosperity. You smile instead of a fight. You release, you drop the shoulder because of a fight. You touch because you want connection. You work together going up and down the stairs to strengthen the legs. You learn to play chess together and laugh at your horrible, horrible mistakes mentally. Spiritually, you accept each and every little flaw. Your muddy songwriter said, the perfect imperfections. They were always there, but time made them glow and they're showing up their faces now. Do you realize that the spending of money is a weakness for some and the saving of the money is a goal for another? Do not let that destroy a sweet relationship. Meet in the middle. In the middle. A little today, pull back tomorrow. That's where the secret lies. Attraction in the beginning can carry through in different phases, all through the life of the relationship and the love. It's when we stop and we start comparing what was with what is that repulsion sets in. Repulsion is a poison to relationship. Expecting the same as time goes is also a complete mad concept. So, reflection for you today. Tonight, though, take a moment and write down three things that attracted you to your partner. Three. One way you have become, and one way you have both grown. One loving action you can take this week to really connect. So, three things that brought you to the person. One way you have grown, maybe not in the same line, but grown. One loving action you can take this week to reconnect. And always remember, the fading of attraction is not the death of love, it's an invitation to deepen it. Would you, so don't forget that. Don't forget that the fading of attraction is not the death of love. It's an invitation to, hey, the roof is leaking. You're going to move or you're going to fix the roof? Which one are you going to use? A choice. The water got muddy because the baby is in the water, and the baby made the water muddy. So are you going to throw the baby out too because you have to change the water? Or are you going to hold the wet, soggy baby to you with one hand and change the water with the other? Because sometimes that's all that's left in that relationship is the support that we need to take us from where we are to where we desire to be. Have an amazing and wonderful Thursday evening and touch that person. Ask them some question. Laugh at the past. Laugh at the challenges of the present moment, because that's the only way we're going to survive, is to smile at the challenges that life brings to us. Have an amazing and wonderful afternoon. I love you. Thanks so much for dropping by. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you, my love, for showing up. Oh, Menji, I'm back. You are back. Thank you for all of you who did drop by. It is an amazing and beautiful morning. My chair is all crooked today. so, so anyway, we'll see what we can do to fix that next time. It never gets fixed when we're using the laptop. So have a great day, everybody, and I'll talk to you on the other side of time. Take care, everyone. Bye.